Welcome to Uncivil Rights. I'm your host KC. Got my new co-host, latest addition to the team. He'll be sitting in on a couple episodes with me, alternating with my boy Al when Al can't make it, and Al will be here when Hodgie can't make it. But you know how it go. Welcome Hodgie. Welcome to Uncivil Rights. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Hit the like button if you're watching on YouTube. If you're not watching on YouTube, you should be listening on Apple, Spotify, or whatever. Anchor.fm, one of our awesome sponsors. What's up with it, bro?
What's up, dog?
Shit, man, can't call it. You gotta speak in the mic, man.
Oh, my bad.
They're dynamic, so you gotta get up on it like this.
Like so?
Well, you ain't gotta touch it, like, well, you know what I'm saying. No. You ain't gotta blow it.
Pandemic.
Oh shit.
Yo.
No equipment was harmed in the filming of this episode.
Hopefully.
How was your week, man?
Pretty good, man. You know, country's moving, commerce moving, money to be made.
Bro, you be like one of your hustles, you be doing that Uber shit, right?
Yep.
The motherfuckers be wearing masks in the car?
So the driver and the passenger are required.
For real?
Yeah, and they recommend that you keep hand sanitizer in the car and like some type of disinfectant spray, which I have both.
Yeah.
Because I'm not trying to catch nothing myself. For real, man. Bunch of people in my car every day.
You don't be trying to catch none of the passengers?
Nothing.
They don't be looking good to you?
Man, so, okay. So, I am a single man, you know. But I show a level of professionalism because, you know, you catch people going to work and going to the club or going to the airport or, you know what I'm saying? Like, people just trying to get where they going. So, I did have one lady flirt with me, right?
Uh-huh.
And she was flirting with me all the way home in my back seat. But she stole from me, dog. She stole from me,
She was
bro.
scamming you.
Nah, I don't think she was scamming me.
What'd she steal?
I had a Nike cap, like the fitted caps, in my back seat, and I didn't know that I had it in there. I just threw it back there before I started driving.
That bitch was drunk, wasn't she?
Nah, she wasn't drunk. I picked her up from getting her hair done. Gave her a compliment on her hair and everything. You know.
So she didn't wear it out by accident.
No, she took it.
That was some intentional. Yeah. I was thinking like, oh, drunk chick, hat on your hat. Yeah. And neither one of y'all thought about it.
I think she was just trying to get me to come back for the hat. I'm serious, man. She left a comment talking about I was cute, get at her, and I was like, oh man, just give me my hat back.
Uber would get mad at you if you use her personal information to get with her.
I mean, if something were to happen, yeah, but we grown.
Real shit.
Hey, I can turn the app off. For
real, motherfuckers can't just be all in our lives and shit.
Yeah.
That's what be wrong with the companies and the governments and all that bullshit. Trying to be in a house like they was talking about with Thanksgiving. Some states was talking about don't gather with family. Mm-hmm. Cancel your fucking plans.
Yeah.
It's two specific governors, Newsom and Cuomo.
Yeah.
They talking about, well, especially Cuomo, he was talking about they was going to send the police to your crib. Whoa. And the police was like, and the sheriff was like, nah, we ain't gonna enforce that shit.
Yeah, we're not doing that.
And this asshole called the sheriff a dictator.
Really?
The nerve of him. But look, then he got exposed. He planned on having like 25 people to his Thanksgiving shit.
You see what I'm saying, man? See, that's what's not cool to me. The hypocrisy, right?
That shit's crazy.
How do you declare barbers non-essential, right? But everybody on television has like, didn't Nancy Pelosi get caught getting her hair done?
Yes, fool. And then she blamed the owner, talking about, oh, she set me up.
Yeah, right. She said it was a setup.
But you the one that called the motherfuckers up.
Yeah.
It made them open up the shop.
You see what I'm saying? You're Nancy Pelosi. What am I supposed to say? No.
And the goddamn governor, Newsom, is your fucking nephew, so don't play.
Yeah.
You know better.
Man, I have my own personal opinions about all this. I just want everybody to be safe.
I'm glad we live in Texas.
Yeah, yep. Bro, okay. So,
one of the last free places on the planet Earth.
Bro, New Yorkers and Californians get in and out of my car all the time, and they say the cities are a ghost town, dog.
Man, for real, can you blame them?
Bro,
if you lived somewhere, right?
Yeah.
Where, cause like it's hard for us to wrap our head around it, like just completely, cause you don't live in around the shit. You know what I'm saying? So, you got local and state leaders, right? That do shit like make plastic straws illegal. They call off the police, and this isn't nothing new. I ain't specifically talking about the Black Lives Matter stuff either. Like when talking about LA, you can go back to the Rodney King riots. It's a trend in that city and that state since it started turning more blue. Because it wasn't really like that when Reagan was governor. He sent the National Guard to UC Berkeley to break shit up.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But now, like, as far back as, like I said, in the early 90s with the Rodney King stuff, they started rioting, and I think one of the police patrol cars or something got attacked or whatever, and the police chief just said, "Don't go down there," and the shit went on for like days. And that's when that thing that happened to that trucker Reginald Denny had happened, where they pulled him out of the truck because the police weren't even going over there.
Yeah.
And so it's not a new thing.
Yeah.
And then fast forward to now, we got these protests that are used to veil. Well, I'm not saying the protesters, the actual, because there's actually real protesters, but you got these kind of insurgent type people that go in with the protesters and blend in with them, and then cause bullshit, burn down businesses and stuff, and then
bro,
then the mayors and the governor tell the police not to react, and then on top of that go on national television talking about defund the police, and then you put all these crazy restrictions on business owners who are just trying to make a living, and people who are trying to work where they can't even go to work, and you expect people to want to live there? That shit don't make no damn sense. So ain't no normal person. I don't see. You see people like Joe Rogan is a good example. He just moved to Austin.
Yep.
And he's not by any measures like politically a conservative guy. You know what I'm saying? Like he supported, and even says he supported a lot of those people that are in office out there. And he ran from it. Well, I don't mean ran from it, but they ran him off.
Yeah.
Same thing with like Elon Musk. He's about to get ghost too. Yeah, it's crazy. The tech companies will be next.
Yeah.
Because that type of mentality, it feeds on itself once it destroys everything else and starts eating itself.
Yeah. Well, I mean, me personally, like I have my reservations about social injustice and inequality, right?
Yeah.
But I don't feel like people pay attention to the motives. People don't ask the right questions. Like when all those protests were happening out here, when Black Lives Matter was out here in downtown. So I've driven trucks for over 4 years. And I'm trying to figure out who had the power and the ability. There were whole pallets of bricks off of 75.
That's crazy.
You never saw that?
I didn't see it, but I don't know the circumstances, but I know that shit could have been for anything in the telly.
What do you mean?
But at the same time, it could be for other things too. I mean, you never know what the fuck this shit's for. They always, I mean, Groucho Marx once said Dallas would be a beautiful city once they finish building it. And you know, there's always construction going on somewhere. So they ain't no. That's what I mean by there ain't no telling what that shit was for.
But what I'm saying is, I personally drove down 75 and saw single pallet bricks on like at each individual like stop.
I don't know what that's about. I don't go south of 635, so I don't know about that.
Bro, there were pallets of like bricks and rocks being dropped off all around the city. Like, who has the power to do that?
That's craziness, fool. Yeah, I have no idea. But they were saying that same shit in some of the other cities was happening too. That shit's nuts, fool. Like, well, who's it for? The bad guys or the good guys?
I mean, whoever felt like tearing up the city, I guess.
And who's the good guys and the bad guys? That's the question, because sometimes the good guys be the bad guys.
Yeah.
And sometimes the real good guys actually are assholes, so you think they're a good guy. I mean, a bad guy.
Yeah, yeah.
So it's kind of hard to differentiate sometimes.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know, man. So, what about the
immunization shit?
Immunization, yes.
I'm immune to everything except for HIV and pussy.
And how do you go take that test?
Oh, it was just bestowed upon me divinely.
Long ago.
Long ago. No, but for real though, I'm really not worried about it because, knock on wood, I haven't had any kind of illness that gave me a fever since I was a teenager, fool. I haven't had the flu or any of that shit. And I don't get the flu shot or none of that shit. So I don't know. But I would tell you this, if my pops tells me, hey, cause you know my pops is a physician, if he's like, hey, I need you to take the vaccine, I'm gonna be like, I'm gonna take the vaccine.
Cause okay.
Cause I trust him.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I don't know about the other people. Like I'm such an asshole about medical stuff. I went to get these staples in my head, and the motherfucker said, "I'm gonna do staples." And I remember my pops had stitched me up one time, and I was like, hold on, let me call my pops.
Yeah. See what that's about.
I was like, should I let this motherfucker give me staples or should I?
Yeah.
Cause I was about to walk out that bitch and go to him and get him the stitch. He was like, man, let the man put the staples in your head and shut up. I was like, all right, bet, my bad.
Yeah. Hey, I mean, if you got expertise on the line like that, you know.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna have to actually get some health insurance when he stopped practicing medicine. Cause I'm gonna have to actually go see a doctor. Now, I've had to go see doctors before. I had to get my appendix taken out. I had to go to the orthopedic guy because I have a broken facet bone or whatever the fuck that is.
Man, I had never broken a bone until 2 years ago when I got in a car accident.
What bone did you break?
Just a rib, I cracked my ribs. Yeah.
That hurts. Ooh, that shit hurts.
Yeah.
I cracked my ribs in a football game. Well, not really. It was like a little hairline fracture, but I slipped the cartilage, so that shit like about the same kind of equal pain.
Yeah, I had cracks, and then like 4 were broken, and so man, I couldn't wipe my ass for like 3 months.
Man, couldn't even breathe right. Laughing make you feel like you're gonna die.
Shout out to my mama, taking care of you, boy.
Shout out to all the mamas.
Yep, mamas.
Even the crackhead mamas that have crack babies. Because without you, we wouldn't have crack babies. And they need love more than most other babies.
Yeah.
But shit. Have you been keeping up with this election shit, fool?
Not really. Not since the declaration.
Bro, isn't that crazy? Like be on YouTube. So I ain't never seen no shit like this before in my life. And of course, a lot of these platforms are relatively new.
Yeah.
A lot of them don't even predate the Obama administration. Really, like Twitter was invented.
Yeah.
in 2009.
Yeah.
YouTube was around before that, but it wasn't like it was now.
Yeah.
Like it is now. But what tripped me out is like this.
I don't think it was owned by Google at the time.
But like what tripped me out is this fact check shit.
Yeah.
Or like I'll click on a video on YouTube.
Yeah.
And it doesn't necessarily even directly have anything to do with the election.
Yeah.
On the bottom of it, this thing says the election was called for President Biden by the AP. Like, since when did the fucking Associated Press call elections? Since when? And that's the other thing too, is like, since when are fact check? Like when you if you actually click on these fact check things, like on Twitter and shit like that, it takes you to like obviously biased sources, like the New York Times, Politico, PolitiFact, like all these places, like they're known to like skew shit.
Yeah.
Like the New York Times, I want to understand why anybody, and I know it's a whole new generation, whole new staff and all that shit.
Yeah.
But I want to know how, after it was revealed that these assholes covered up the Holocaust, why does anybody take these fuckers serious?
Man,
it don't make any sense to me.
I think that information just moves so fast these days that people are just used to clicking and reading, and no one checks sources or, you know, motives or associates of these media outlets, man.
Yeah, see, ever since, I don't know, I'm just resourceful. Ever since the internet was available and all this public information that's available to us by law, that has to do with government or whatever, is available, I fact check shit for myself. I'll see something. Yep. I'll see something. I'll be like, I don't know about that. That sounds weird. And I'll go and actually look at the shit myself, and then I'll decide.
Yep.
And that's really all the fucking news is good for. And all it used to be good for. And that's not even good for that, because they don't even tell you everything that's fucking going on. They're like actively not tell you shit on purpose. And it's like, what the fuck?
What I like to do, I like to check my sources in 3 different places.
Yeah.
And usually like a foreign news company.
Yeah.
Their take on it versus what's coming out of America, man, because special interest is real, man. If you follow the money back, a lot of stuff that we're told doesn't actually even make any sense.
Yeah, for real. So, you know who busts our ass for a lot of shit because they have like a kind of a contempt for us is BBC. They're like with that Libya thing. Remember when they exposed that was actually a CIA staged, and it wasn't really even like really a civil war happening at all.
Dog. And
that shit's crazy, fool. They exposed that shit.
Yep.
They shot that shit right there in Nevada. That's probably the same sound stage that the conspiracy theorists think they shot the moon landing at, if you think about it. That's a whole nother show, though.
But that's the point, though. Like, I think, having conversations like this is what sparks the mind. You know what I'm saying? Don't just watch the news as you scroll through Twitter and social media and take that for fact. You know what I'm saying?
But the thing with the elections, what I was getting at was tripping me out is the complacency with the media to not even be like how dare you wrap yourself in the Constitution in order to attack people, right? Like say it's my First Amendment right, freedom of the press, and use that as a fucking billy club to beat up on people you don't agree with, but totally ignore egregious violations of the Constitution in our election process. And that's what I was telling people. Like, I don't know about the fraud. They're gonna have to really come with the proof for everybody. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? I'll hear it because there's so many people on poll watchers and stuff. But that's not what I'm talking about, though.
Yeah.
But like, in Pennsylvania, for example, in the Constitution, in Article 2, it says that the electors should be chosen by the in the states by the legislature thereof, and then it specifically down further, it specifically excludes the judiciary and other bureaucrats and elected officials that aren't in the state legislature, right? So cool, easy rule to follow. But in Pennsylvania, after mail-in voting already started, you got the Secretary of State, I think it was, changed the rules for the signature verification or something.
Really?
And then I think it was the GOP in the state in Pennsylvania had sued the state about it. Yeah. And it ended up going to the Supreme Court, and the Supreme Court or the state Supreme Court. Yeah. It decided for the state. And I forget all the measures, but it even went further. And it's so like that's like a blatant a violation of the Constitution. Yeah. But you assholes who wrap yourself in the Constitution to beat people up who you disagree with don't care about that part of the Constitution. You don't even report on it, or if anybody says anything about it, you say that there's no evidence. Like the evidence, like it went to court. That's evidence that it happened. That's a matter of fact. It's not, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. And then the Equal Protections Clause. I think it was I forget which state it was, but they were ballot curing. There's a legal way to do it where the ballot wasn't filled out correctly, like for the absentee ballots or whatever, and they applied it to the mail-in votes, if I'm not mistaken. But ballot curing is basically when they open the ballot and they look at it like, oh, the address wasn't filled out all the way, they forgot the zip code or some shit, which would make it invalid, but they can call them and fix it for them. But they didn't do it for every district. Really? So that violates the Equal Protections Clause. Yeah. And those are two things that like obviously shouldn't have happened. Yes. I mean, the second one's a little more subjective, but the first one is just like a sweeping slap in the face. Yeah. You know what I'm saying, with the Secretary of State. And also in Pennsylvania, that one is also worth mentioning that the Supreme Court of the state Supreme Court judges are elected. They're not appointed. Right. So that's crazy. So there's definitely partisanship on that state Supreme Court, because if you're being elected, you're running on either Democrat or Republican ticket. Yeah. There's no question about it, you know.
Yeah. But see, I mean, okay. So don't you think, I mean, I personally think that some form of election fraud is going to be shown every election just because of people trying to influence the ballot towards what a majority thinks.
Oh yeah, there's fraud everywhere. There's fraud in everything. And to just sweepingly say that there's never been or never will be or never could be any fraud in anything is just,
people abuse power.
It's just intellectually assholedness. Yeah. That's not even being intellectually dishonest. That's being intellectually cruel. Like what you think, like that's just mean to think people are that stupid.
And I just want to clarify for everybody who's gonna see this. I personally am not a fan of Donald Trump's policy or his actions as president, or his actions, you know, in general conversation. But I do believe in our freedoms. You know what I'm saying? And so I question what doesn't make sense. And there's a lot of things that happen in our media and in our government that don't actually make sense. And if you don't call it into question, then we're not actually a free country.
You know, I totally agree. And I'll even say go further with that and say I really don't even give a shit who the president is. Honestly, my main concern is whoever's in office, I I don't want them to have a supermajority in the House. Like I don't want
because of the checks and balance. Yeah,
exactly. And so as long as it's a Republican Congress and a Democrat Senate or vice versa, I don't give a shit who's in.
Yeah,
because like where it stands while Trump was in office, like the Senate didn't hardly pass anything because the Congress didn't send them shit that they want to pass, and so it forces them to negotiate.
Yep.
And vice versa. And then, and that's really my concern with not necessarily Joe Biden personally, but a Joe Biden type where I know people like him, career politicians, and I'm not picking on him specifically, but just career politicians, they're gonna move with whatever their party is trending towards.
Yeah.
Or whatever their advisors tell them their constituency is trending towards.
Yeah.
And some of them are just blatantly obvious with it.
Yeah.
But like the thing that, like I was telling my dad, I was like, the thing that mainly concerns me about him is I think he'd be a Politburo for a supermajority or for a majority Democratic House and Senate. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Like that. What I don't picture him doing anything egregious himself. Mm-hmm. You understand what I mean?
Yeah.
But I feel like there are actors who want to pass crazy shit. Yeah. That are in the House and some in the Senate. Yeah. That if it came on his desk, it would just be like, "Here, sign this, Joe." And he'd be like, "All right, bet." Yep. You know what I mean? Yep. That's what I worry about.
Yeah.
And it's not just with him specifically. It's with any president. It's with any president. And that's especially right now because there's some really radical ideas on both sides, like some really, really insane shit.
Yes.
And both sides are kind of like losing their minds right now.
Yes. Yep, man. The party, the political process wasn't meant for just two political parties to have power like this.
No, it wasn't. Nope. I think we need to go. I think the two-party political system is broken.
Yep.
I personally think.
Yep.
I personally think that we should go back to how with the Senate, how it originally was. I think the state legislature, state legislative bodies should choose or vote on the senators for their state like it's supposed to be in the first place.
Yeah,
that's the first thing.
Yeah,
and the second thing is, I don't like the winner takes all aspects of the presidential elections because back in the day, how it used to be was whoever got the most electoral votes was the president. Whoever got the second most was the vice president, regardless of party. Yeah. And I think that would cool down a lot of this. I don't even think that this big divide between political ideologies would even exist if it weren't for the winner-take-all two-party political system.
Yeah, there's definitely
not the government to be clear. I'm not talking about the government system. I'm talking about the two-party political system.
Yeah. There's definitely every time a general election comes across, there's always this windfall of back and forth, exactly. And we never get anything done.
And they both, in the political sphere, have achieved absolute power.
Yeah. Yep.
And you know the old saying, the old adage, power corrupts. Absolute power corrupts absolutely.
Yep. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, man.
Well, it's just crazy. They want to do all kinds of crazy stuff that don't make any sense. They want to be all in our house. They want to tell us how we can think and what we can watch and how we can express ourselves. And that shit's crazy.
But that's what I was saying to you earlier about the vaccine, though, bro.
I forgot the weed was burning.
Yeah. That's my issue with the vaccine, man. Like, I don't want them to force anything upon us. Like, we were looking at the death clock.
Oh yeah, let's go to the death clock.
Yeah.
How many people have died? 8,116. Oh, it's over the average, but we're past midnight, so that don't really count.
Yeah.
We're an hour into the next day. Okay. And what I was showing, this is on the screen now, but what I was showing Hodgie earlier was these numbers, how, like if you look at California, for example, number of deaths per year in California is 282,000. Number of deaths per day, 774. Number of deaths per hour, 32. This is average. Now, so far this year, in 2020, 262,000 deaths. Less than the average.
Yeah.
And the numbers of death today so far is below the average in California. And the number of seconds between deaths is the same pretty much. But on average, what I was pointing out is the average death toll hasn't really gone up. Like if we click on a state, like go to California, so far today 36 people have died, but I think it resets on I don't know when they reset it, because it hasn't reset yet, and we've been watching it before midnight.
Yeah. Let's look at Texas, because ain't nobody outside in California.
Well, that's why I said California, because they're inside looking at YouTube.
Yeah.
200,000 a year.
Yeah.
And this year 188,000. So deaths are actually down.
Yep. Yeah. But see, that goes back to what I'm saying, man. I don't know if y'all have heard stories, but I personally have, of people being, their cause of death being ruled as related to COVID when it's a car accident.
Yeah, that shit's crazy.
Like, come on, man. So it's like, if not to say that the virus isn't real, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm saying, like, who's controlling these numbers?
Oh shit, the CDC controls the numbers. Look,
Yeah.
it's the way the media reports the numbers. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because they just show you, like we were talking about it earlier, right? They just show you like the number of cases and the number of deaths. Now, if they're skewing the numbers like we were talking about before, where they're saying if you die in like you said, in a car accident, but you had COVID, they say it's a COVID death. Or they'll say they died with COVID. Yeah. So there'll be like they'll be like, this many 100,000 died with COVID. Yeah. This many new cases every day. Like, what the hell is a case? Yeah. You know what I mean? Yeah. How many of these people are actually sick just because you test positive? I mean, they tell you all the time, just because you test positive don't mean you get symptoms. And I know for a fact it's real, because my brother and his wife and all their kids had that shit. His wife was in the hospital for like 3 weeks. Yeah. Thank God she didn't get intubated, because most people don't come out the other side of that very good. Yeah. My sister had it. I don't even know how to navigate this site. Yeah, man. But that's where the numbers come from, is the CDC. And it's just the way they report it. They just put that shit up there like football numbers on the TV. But, the survival rate is like 99.93 or some shit. Yeah. But that's the thing, like, with... And 80% of the deaths have been in nursing homes. Oh, yeah. They got the nursing homes locked up tight, man. So, and like, the point I'm saying with that is, like, the general public... Yeah. Of the 99... of the 0.07% that die, 20% of those are the general public. So that's like 0.000 something. Man. 35. Which brings me back. Which is crazy. So that's your chance. That's your chance of dying from COVID if you're not in a nursing home. Which is what brings me back to my point about the real reason why this vaccine is such a big thing, and not saying it's not serious. Just to be clear. Yeah. Go ahead. I'm sorry to interrupt. Like, I just don't. I personally don't understand
why the numbers don't reflect the urgency or the theatrics that we're being shown.
Yeah, it's crazy.
You know what I'm saying?
Super crazy. Okay, so I can't find the fucking COVID shit. It's like they removed it or something. They got stats for everything else.
STDs. Gotta keep track of those.
Damn, who died from fucking crabs? Nobody.
Man.
The fuck? You know, it's probably on the landing page. It's probably right here. Why does it say coronavirus disease 2019? Oh, maybe that's what the actual full name is. Okay, that's the name of it.
Mm.
If it came in 2020, why is it called COVID 2019?
Because it started in 19.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Simple. I'm simple, guys. I get simple answers for my simple questions.
Yeah, it started. Yeah.
I can't find the shit.
It was already here, man.
U.S. data. There we go.
I was actually looking.
Bam, found it. Total cases 14 million.
Yeah.
That's what I want to know. What a new case is. I want to know what a case is. What is a case? Is that just somebody who tested positive for it?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Okay, so how many of those people that tested positive for it are actually even sick?
So people have different reactions to it.
Yeah.
People can carry it for 14 days, never display symptoms, and then test negative. You know what I'm saying? After that 7 to 14 days, right? And then people can get mild symptoms, you know, sneezing, coughing, whatever. Or they can be in pain and weak and throwing up.
What does this mean?
Diarrhea. It gets crazy.
I want to know what this means. All right, so they got total deaths, right?
Mm.
Those supposed to be coronavirus deaths since January 2020. 19,000 confirmed. What the fuck does that mean, right?
Yeah.
And what is probable? Is this what, like, the actual number of people that died from coronavirus? I'm trying to understand. What does that mean? That doesn't even make sense to me.
Somebody
I'm not a virologist though. Somebody please in the comments explain what this shit means.
Please.
That would be wonderful. I have no idea. I was hoping to maybe see something that we could see that would be more, you know, straightforward, but this, I don't know what this means. And there's no, like, definition. Do you see any definition? Am I missing something?
So, the way...
Okay, right here. Let's have Mac read it to us. What does it say, Mac?
Total cases are based on aggregate counts of COVID-19 cases reported by state and territorial jurisdictions to the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, CDC, since January 21, 2020, with the exception of persons repatriated to the United States from Wuhan, China, and Japan. The numbers are confirmed and probable COVID-19 cases as reported by U.S. states, U.S. territories, New York City, and the District of Columbia from the previous day. Asterisk counts for New York City and New York State are shown separately. Data for New York State show total cases and deaths for the state excluding data for NYC. When not available to CDC, this is annotated by NA. Rates are calculated using U.S. Census Bureau 2018 American Community Survey 1-year estimates and are shown as cases 100,000 people. The map shows total cases per state, new cases in the last 7 days per state, and the rate, cases 100,000 per state. The 7-day moving average of new cases, current day plus 6 preceding days, 7, was calculated to smooth expected variations in daily counts. Demographic data for deaths is based on a subset of cases where case-level data is available. Case numbers reported on other websites may differ from what is posted on CDC's website because CDC's overall case numbers are validated through a confirmation process with each jurisdiction. Differences between reporting jurisdictions and CDC's website may occur due to the timing of reporting and website updates. The process used for finding and confirming cases displayed by other sites may differ.
So the CDC basically checked all you fake news motherfuckers, said that they the official and y'all need to stop lying. But basically what I got up here was, this was I heard, the numbers are confirmed and probable COVID cases. Okay. So the probables are deaths that they don't know for sure. If it was from COVID, they probably had like comorbidities or something.
Yeah.
So that does kind of inflate it, just on its face right there. And I'm not saying in an egregious way. I'm just saying it kind of inflates. So like when they show that, if they just keep showing total deaths and don't like show you that there's probable cases that may not be, that's dishonest as it is. You know what I'm saying?
But that's the thing, like the media wants the meat of the story. You know what I'm saying? They're not going to explain anything that doesn't affect you emotionally, which is, to me, that's yeah. I'm not even going to go down that rabbit hole.
I don't even know what this shit means.
But I don't understand why.
If somebody who watches or listens to this show knows what these numbers mean, and can explain them in a more thorough and comprehensive way
to us, please,
I invite you on the show. I have capabilities to do a video call, so we could do it like that. You don't even have to be from Texas.
Dope.
Hell yeah. And speaking of COVID, they want to give us money. Check this out.
Rachel knew this morning a former presidential candidate has a plan to persuade people to get the COVID-19 vaccine. He wants to pay them. And we want to hear from you this morning. Would you be willing to take the vaccine if you got paid for it?
Yes.
Text us right now, 602-444-1212. And we're not talking about a couple dollars here. Former U.S. Representative John Delaney is proposing Americans get $1,500 for getting immunized.
I'll take two of them hoes.
Delaney says shelling out big bucks would ensure that the vaccine is taken, and it could ease the financial burden.
Actually, I take four, one in each arm and one in each leg.
That seems like a decent enough plan, I guess, but how would it work? Delaney proposes the government creates a system that would give people a number once they're vaccinated. Once they turn in their number along with their social security number to confirm their identity, they then get a check. Participation would be voluntary, so if you're really not interested in taking the vaccine, of course, you don't have to. The big challenge to get this done is that everyone getting everybody on board, but also figuring out how to pay for it. Yeah, I mean, like, where would all this money come from?
Man.
So sending Americans a $1,500 check could cost upward of $380
They're just going to borrow it from us to give it back to us.
But Delaney argues it would be worth it in the long run. Currently, there are no formal proposals on Capitol Hill to tie stimulus check eligibility to COVID-19 vaccination. So we asked you to weigh in on this. What people are saying this morning is across the board. Don says, if the medical community says it's safe, I'll get the vaccine. I will not need to be paid in order to do so. Joe says, shoot, sign me up for 4 of them. Yeah, why not, right? Now they're trying to buy us. Can 2020 get any worse? Don't answer that universe. Yeah, please don't put that out in the world, Julie.
That's kind of how I feel.
Continue to weigh in. And I guess this question that we're asking you is, if you weren't willing to get the vaccine in the first place for no money, would the money persuade you to do so? Is that enough?
Yes.
Keep weighing in. We want to hear from you this morning. 12 News, 602-444-1212 is the place to text.
I would definitely. Like I said before, I get one in each appendage.
For real?
And stack up. 5,500. Well, actually, no, 6 bands, because I get one in each thigh, each ass cheek, and you can hit the arms too. That's 6 bands. Hold on, I could get another.
You'd have to quarantine for like a year.
If I die from that dumb shit, then that's what the fuck I get. Shit. See, you gotta risk it all sometimes to get some. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, risk it for the biscuit. I get it.
You know what I could do with that little 6,000?
Man.
Or actually, 7,500. I think I can stretch it to 7,500.
I get my gold teeth I've been trying to get.
Oh, fuck some gold teeth.
I'm lying.
I go to Cali and give me a pound of weed.
That was a bad joke.
The teeth I got in my mouth cost 25,000.
Really?
Yeah, the top arc.
Nice. 25K? Okay.
I had to get a loan for that shit.
No diamonds or nothing.
Hell no.
Yeah.
Too old for that shit. I ain't Birdman. I ain't finna be fucking 65
Hey.
years old wearing fucking diamonds in my mouth.
Hey, bro.
I'd just be happy to have some working dentures. Fuck the diamonds.
You know, Birdman come see guys like us.
Man, I ain't scared of Birdman.
Put some respect on it, dog.
I got friends in high places too, homie.
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. Let me shut up then.
You know what I'm saying? I ain't saying that you shut up. I'm just saying.
No.
I got friends in high places too.
Yeah, no, I'm just being silly.
Man, and speaking of the vaccine though.
As we get closer to a COVID vaccine, one concern is whether people will be willing to take a new shot. Now, former
Why are they
Presidents
coming out of the
Barack
Oval
Obama,
Office?
George W. Bush, and Bill Clinton have
Why?
all agreed to get the
Why are
vaccine.
they coming out of the Oval
They'll do it on
Office?
camera. All three men have confirmed they would be willing to get an approved vaccine publicly to help promote its safety and encourage others to do the same.
Now I gotta question that because, like you said, that motherfucker ain't the president no more. So what the fuck he doing in the White House? That's not what they was talking about right there. They was talking about some other shit.
At all.
She just like basically like rewrote the script.
Mm-hmm.
She gave like a whole narrative. Like, where did you get this information from?
Where did you get that footage?
Well, the footage been around.
You know what I'm saying? Like, come on, guys.
That's probably after the fucking transition or some shit of his first. Cause you see how young he looked?
Yeah.
He looked like he was in his 20s. The fuck?
But
he
see,
ain't even smoked a Newport yet.
But see, that's what I'm saying about fact checking, man. You have to check multiple sources and get all aspects of a situation as opposed to just listening to the news report about it.
That's crazy. And then Joe Biden gonna say he gonna do it too.
Do you plan to get vaccinated before Inauguration Day, and will you do it in public the way that Presidents Obama, Bush, and Clinton have suggested they're willing to?
I'd be happy to do that. When Dr. Fauci says we have a vaccine that is safe, that's the moment in which I will stand before the public and see that, look.
Why they got the
part of what
presidential
has to
seal
happen,
up there?
Jake,
He
you know
ain't
as
the
well as I
president
do,
yet.
People have lost faith in the ability of the
I'm
vaccine
saying, like,
to
he ain't
work.
been inaugurated
Already
yet.
The numbers
That's
are
why it's
really
blurry.
staggeringly low.
That's weird.
And it matters what a president and a vice president do.
Some
and so
weird
I
shit.
think that my three predecessors have set the
Who
model
fucking idea
as to
was
what
that?
should be done, saying once it's declared to be safe, and then I think Barack said once Fauci says it's clear, that's my measure, then obviously we take it. And it's important to communicate to the American people, it's safe. It's safe to do this.
Speaking of Fauci, have you spoken with him yet? If so, have you asked him to stay on?
Yes and yes.
Yes and yes. Tell me about the conversation.
Well,
as he said, what more needs to be done from his point of view?
Well, look, my chief of staff has worked with him in the last crisis. He's been talking to him all
The
the time,
Fauci.
Ron Klain. I talked to him today.
He
We
been
spoke
talking
today
to
at
the
3 o'clock.
Fauci.
My COVID team met with him. I asked him to
The
stay on in the
Fauci.
exact same role he's had for the past several presidents. And I asked him to be a chief medical advisor for me as well and be part of the COVID team.
Oh, he want to
And
be.
so
He
what
want to
has
stay
to be
on the
done
team.
is we have to make it clear to the American people that the vaccine is safe when it occurred, when that is determined. And number two, you have to make sure, as he points out, you don't have to close down the economy like.
I'll stop it right there for a second. What fucks me up right there, what he's talking about with Fauci is, so Why should anybody believe what this jerk off has to say? The Fauci.
The Fauci.
This jackass first he told us don't wear a mask, then he said do wear a mask, then he said when you eat with a mask, take a bite and put it back on, and like what the fuck? And then, sorry for cussing so much. And then now he's trying to curry favor to get an appointed position in the incoming president's. Oh my God! So why should anybody take Fauci serious? I just wanted to pause real quick and he'll finish what
like a lot of folks are talking about now. If in fact you have clear guidance and you're able to say to businesses, okay, for example, bars and restaurants are going to close, but we're going to provide you the wherewithal to not lose your business, like the House had passed, and we're going to be able to reopen. We're going to be able to reopen in time, and not to close down for long periods of time.
I call bullshit.
I don't know, man.
What do you like? The main thing I got from that was, what the fuck does the Fauci have to do with what anything that he's talking about? That's crazy. Cause remember we was looking earlier when we was looking at shit to talk about. The Fauci was saying this should be part of the transition. You're supposed to be a doctor. Why is you getting into the politics with all this shit?
Because he's in the room. And he's the Fauci. The Fauci. I really like that. That's the first time I've heard anybody.
I didn't coin that term.
Wherever it came from, it sounds like the Grinch or the Grouch.
That came from the great one, the Denali.
The who?
The great one. Mark Levin coined that term.
Oh, okay. The Fauci.
I don't agree with everything he says, but I like listening to him.
I like that.
Do you listen to any talk radio?
I listen to Joe Rogan. I mean, who else do I listen to? Not really. I should.
I'll be listening to all the different ones on both sides. But the conservative ones be making me laugh.
Yeah.
Mark Levin's one of my favorites because he's a constitutional lawyer, and or used to be. And there's this other one I like. I'm talking about on the conservative side. Michael Savage. And they be beefing. That shit be funny than a bitch. They beefing with each other.
Yeah, I know who Michael Savage is.
That shit be making me laugh.
Yeah.
That shit, one of them calls the other one Mickey Mouse on laughing gas. And then the other one calls the other one a dwarf.
Really?
Michael Savage's real last name is Wiener. And so, but his show's called The Savage Nation. And so he be calling Mark Levin Mickey Mouse on laughing gas. And Mark Levin be calling his shit Wiener Nation. That shit be having me laughing, fool. That's what put me on to them is I was on YouTube looking at shit.
Yeah.
And I saw this little beef. Or that's what the video said. They old man, they ain't beefing.
Yeah.
But you know what I mean. That was a weird caveat. But it's there nonetheless. You gotta deal with it. That's right. I listen to conservative talk radio. Y'all can kiss my ass.
But me personally.
R.I.P. Pimp C. Yesterday was the anniversary of his passing.
Oh man.
And also,
Yeah,
I'm gonna leave it at that. I ain't gonna go there with that because I was gonna talk about the album, but that's not appropriate. R.I.P. Pimp C.
Yeah.
Rest in heaven, Chad.
Definitely.
Bro, we need to roll another blunt. Speaking of blunts, check this out.
On this vote, the yeas are 228, the nays are 164. The bill is passed. Without objection, the motion to reconsider is laid on the table.
Why her mask look like that? Are those teeth?
Huh?
Were those teeth on her mask?
I don't know. That shit looks spooky.
Yeah.
Oh, but that was a bill to decriminalize marijuana at the federal level. So all the so-called originalists, conservatives, people who want liberty, I urge y'all to tell your fucking senators to vote for that shit and stay out of people's lives if you really care about liberty. And that's all I got to say about that.
That was nice. I like the segue. Yeah, I mean, at this point, man, there's so much going on in the world that if everybody smoked a little weed, people be calmer than what they are. Road rage is a major thing on every freeway in America. People getting shot on the freeway because of tension. You know what I'm saying? And hatred. Like,
man, people die from lung cancer and heart attacks and all kind of shit from smoking cigarettes.
Yep.
Weed can't be no worse than that.
Bro, I'm telling you, dog. What's crazy is...
Or what about alcohol?
We have a neighboring state where it's legal. You know what I'm saying? It's stupid.
Who's the neighboring state that's legal?
We can drive right up to Oklahoma.
What?
Yes. Yeah.
A round of applause for Oklahoma.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? That's right there.
But not to Texas. That's what you get in Texas.
Yeah, man.
Well, it's still a state felony to have a concentrate in Texas. They'll put your ass in the slammer.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, that's a felony, homie, in Texas.
That's crazy, dog. Still?
Yeah, the concentrates?
Yeah.
Yeah, you better believe it. You better not have no wax or no gum. You don't remember a couple of years ago that kid, what was it, Mesquite or Garland or something? He got caught with some brownies, and they gave him like this crazy ass football number sentence because since it's a concentrate baked into the brownies, they can't like really determine the actual amount.
Yeah.
So the way they determined the amount was the weight of the brownies.
Really?
Yeah, so it was like 30-something years or some shit like that. It was crazy, bro.
What?
Yes. They really happened. For concentrates. Lock your ass up.
It's stupid, though, man. It's stupid, though.
But manufacture some meth and then go put your ass in the rehab. Ain't that some bullshit?
Yeah. Yeah.
That's some real bullshit. Real bullshit. Just like this bullshit right here. I ran across this, bro.
What?
Hold on. Let me play. Push play, motherfucker.
I'm watching this show on Netflix.
Ooh, this made me mad.
Called Alien Worlds.
I already knew the history
And
of
I've
the channel.
been
All
lied
that
to my
shit's full of
entire
shit
life
anyway.
when I watch these nature documentaries. Watch this shit.
Males compete for the right to mate. I think when people sit at home watching insects on television, they imagine a cameraman sitting in the jungle in a river.
Look at this shit. Fucking bastards been lied to my whole life.
That's crazy, bro.
Fuck.
This is on Netflix? That was on
I don't
Netflix?
know what that was. I need to find the documentary. I need to watch it.
Yeah.
Goddamn Abdul. Why don't you tell us what the fucking name of the documentary is? That's cold-blooded. I would click on the comments, but that is inappropriate. I don't mean like the fact of looking at comments is inappropriate. I'm telling you, the comments on this website are beyond reproach. I was like, I have no idea how these people wake up in the daytime and do this shit,
bro.
Like motherfuckers be on there all day long, bro. Because you go there and read the comments like that. You in every comment section, arguing with everybody, or scoring on everybody, or calling everybody a racist name,
bro. They enjoy it, bro. Everybody has their guilty pleasures.
This segment of the show is laughing at dumb shit on the internet.
Yeah.
I saw this on Slim Thug's Instagram before I saw it on World Star. Check this shit out. This shit funny to bitch.
I haven't seen that shit.
A six-figure guy is what I'm realizing.
You saw this?
And ma'am, and that's my point. You ladies all feel like, listen, you ladies all feel like you're the exception to the rule. And then when someone like myself comes along and gives you a dose of reality, instead of just accepting it, it's like, yeah, but I'm special. You don't know any men on this level that are not your father, that aren't related to you. That means you don't know these men. You don't know where to go get them. You don't know what they want. But you're still saying, pick me. They don't want mid-30-year-old baby mamas. They're trying to be polite, man, but they don't want those.
I want my mid-30-year-old baby mama in the
Did you hear what
room.
I said?
Yes.
Did you hear what I said?
Why is that so?
Check them out, though.
Go ahead.
Get this man a fucking TV show.
From my point of view, I feel like I get what you're saying. They do have better options, but also those better options are younger girls. Those younger girls don't necessarily 20-year-olds are not necessarily attracted to 45-year-olds.
Bullshit. I'm 51 and I can't beat them off with a stick. That's another one you lies. No, younger women are attracted to older men. What are you talking about?
So can you see me?
Yes, I can.
Okay. So do you feel like a woman like me?
What would you rank yourself on a scale from 1 to 10? You cannot use 7.
Would I rate myself?
Just your face.
Just your face.
My face when I wake up 5, but when I put myself together 6.
Okay.
What?
And how tall are you?
5'5".
Dress size.
I'm sorry?
Your dress size.
A 3.
Okay. So that makes you, if you give yourself a 5, that's average.
Yeah.
Yes.
So average looking women tend not to get high earning men. They tend to get average men.
So
did you I mean, stop right there. Stop right there. Stop right there. Breathe and digest. You're 35 years old.
Oh, you can see her
You can
spirit
look around
breaking.
and see the world.
You can see it.
You don't tend to see higher earning men with average looking women. Off rip. If you do see them, they got their average looking woman when they were both really young and he built his way up. But a man earning the kind of money you're talking about does not go for an average looking woman.
I mean, my body is not average, so.
But ma'am, you please don't make me say it.
Oh, wow. Wow. What?
What's he gonna
I
say?
really just wanted some advice. I love your
I'm giving you advice, but you're not taking it.
Oh.
The advice is, ma'am, you're average looking at best.
I'm taking it in, but.
Okay, but you're not accepting the fact that. Okay.
Oh my goodness.
Average looking women. Average looking woman who's older. Average looking older woman with a 13-year-old son. Average looking woman with a 13-year-old son with a sketchy baby daddy. This gets worse every time I say something. And now you're asking for a man who's in the top 10% of men. You don't qualify for one.
She got on the phone.
I don't want to have to go there. But when
She got on the phone. She done left.
Factors,
She gone. She ain't even there no more.
Why can't you just get a man that's an average
She look
guy?
like she ordering a hit on this nigga.
Sometimes I feel like,
oh my God.
in order to fully submit, I have to feel like he's in.
Well, then you're
control.
gonna die alone. How about that? Let me just cut to the chase, man. You can feel like what you want to. The women like you die alone.
Oh my
Straight
God.
up. because you think you're better than the men that you qualify for.
Oh.
The only reason, honestly, man, that I can see a woman like yourself really thinking you deserve more is because you earn more money than most people around you in North Carolina.
Damn.
But if your ass worked at the post office, you would not think so highly of your opportunities.
Oh. Oh, man.
And that's the reality. Men don't care about your money. Not the kind of men that you want. We don't care about your money. It ain't ours. We care about the fact that you're older and you got kids.
Real shit though.
And you're average.
Oh my God. Oh my
Girl,
God.
she want to leave. She want to leave her own house.
And the reality of your life has showed you that. You don't have the kind of men that you want knocking on your door trying to find you.
She don't know what to say.
See, what we've done in this country, this world, is we've told women like yourself,
What we do,
that
homie?
you can have it all, and you got a Prince Charming who's 6 foot, 106 feet tall.
He's talking about the Disney
six-figure
theory.
income, jawline, all this other kind of stuff. And I'm sorry, man. No.
Yeah.
Most people get average people.
That's a
especially
thing.
average people.
That's real shit.
That's a thing.
You're an average person. I mean, let's be real. You're not running Microsoft. You got a pet grooming business.
Oh,
damn.
You've been making 6 figures for the last 3 years.
Good job.
But if I'm looking at you, but if
What's
I
she
look at you,
laughing at?
I took all that off.
I
of you.
think she crying.
All the eyelashes and all the hair. What do you look like under there?
Oh my God.
No, you don't. Because if you did, you wouldn't have all that on.
Oh my God.
No, you don't. You don't look the same because if you did, you wouldn't have all that on.
Oh, he repeated it.
So, what is your advice for men that?
Wow.
All right, I'll tell you my advice, man. Because this is why I always recommend you need therapy.
Oh.
Because you seem like a sweet woman, but you don't. But you're not good at it.
Oh.
I'm not
He
being.
said
Don't tell me I'm
therapy.
being mean.
Oh, he's
I'm
gonna
about
get
to
mad.
be mean. I get tired of you broads telling me I'm being mean because you cannot handle a goddamn.
She's crying, bro.
You called my show on a day that you ain't even supposed to be here, and I honored the call and sat here and tried to help you, and I'm telling me I'm being mean. Get the fuck out of my phone. I'm tired of y'all doing this shit.
Oh
Damn.
my God. Whoa.
Ooh, there's a lot to unpack right there.
Who is this guy?
I don't know. I like him though.
And who set up those lights?
I don't know. I like them too. That whole shit is crazy.
Bro.
Who is this man?
Oh my God.
Kevin Samuels.
Oh.
Shout out Kevin Samuels. Go to his YouTube. Check him out. I'm gonna check out a lot more of your shit. He's awesome. Just from that. I say he's awesome. Not necessarily because I agree with the way he handled her. I ain't saying that. Which I really don't disapprove of, because he was just being brutally honest. He was like, that's his opinion. All those things are
everything
are
that he
opinions.
said. He took from her perception of herself, bro.
Yeah, real shit.
That was a big part of it that I noticed.
Yeah,
she rated herself average.
Yeah,
but God. Oh my God!
I think what he was. No, I think now that you pointed that out, I think what he was getting at was pointing out to her that, and not even being mean. Now that I think about it, I think what he was getting at before she said he was being mean and pissed him off. I think what he was ultimately getting at is that. He was talking about her income and how she was saying she needs a 6-figure guy. I think that he was trying to get at the fact that she values money more than she values herself. And I think that was the point he was trying to make.
When he said she needed counseling.
Because she makes 6 figures. He said she makes 6 figures.
Yeah.
You know, she got her own business and stuff like that. And then he was also asking, what do you rate yourself?
Yeah.
And that's the point he was making. Well, like, you're gonna get an average guy. That makes sense. Okay, that's probably. Well, that's my theory. I think that's where he was going with it. I don't know. Should watch the whole. I'm gonna watch the whole episode and I'll follow up with any other opinions. If it changes my opinion, which I doubt it will. Some things do, most things don't.
I mean, that was her own opinion.
That shit was funny.
Yeah, man,
that shit was hilarious.
It was a little shocking for me. I was like, "Oh, he said that. Oh, he said it again."
Oh, he's definitely said that.
Yeah, that was dope.
Man, you brought up earlier these gun rights.
Yes, I did.
I know you've been really like learning how to shoot and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
How's that coming along?
I mean, it's cool. To be honest with you, I'm getting used to the flinch, you know, in my aim.
Yeah.
But I feel like I'm trying to take this venture into, you know what I'm saying, guns, and it's like there's this big debate over what we should and shouldn't have, when the truth is a lot of this stuff isn't really as controllable as you would take from what they're doing.
Yeah, exactly. And you know, just as a caveat to this whole gun conversation, I understand like y'all stocking up on ammo. I get that. But why the fuck are y'all buying all the 22 shells up? What the fuck y'all need 22 shells for? Who the fuck you gonna shoot with the 22? You a mobster hitman? Goddamn.
Man.
I was trying to help my homie. Well, not my homie. He's kind of like family. But I was trying to help him and his daughter do competition shooting. I was trying to help him while he was down here in Texas because they're from Iowa. So he figured, you know, being a big gun right state, he was like, shit, maybe I could find some shells down here. Everywhere was sold out. I'm like, what the fuck you buying all the 22 shells for? What do you need them for?
I don't know.
Was you like prepping for a fucking invasion of the squirrels?
Oh, you know what it might be? So I've been to a few gun ranges recently because I've been working on my aim. A lot of the gun ranges are recommending that new shooters start out with 22s.
Assholes. What I can't go squirrel hunting with my fucking SK, bro.
Man, the last time I went to a gun range, shout out to Sly That Guy, we went to the gun range and we watched a lady throw a gun.
Why?
Because it clipped her. The slide.
Ouch.
She got trigger bit.
Did it go off when she threw it?
No, she popped it one last time and she like threw it on the little.
Oh, yeah.
But she tossed that bitch and started bleeding everywhere, bro.
Ouch.
Yes.
I see my dad throw a gun, but for different reasons. Bro, my dad like somebody have a gun smoke, fool. He's so cold. He got well, probably not so much anymore. I'm not gonna rag on him, but he's getting up there in age. He wears glasses now. He didn't used to, so I don't know if he can still shoot like that. He might be off of instinct. But this motherfucker would throw a can out. He had this lever action 22. He put that bitch on his hip, just boom, boom, and had that bitch just dancing. That shit was crazy. From the hip, fool. That shit was crazy.
In the air?
No, not in the air, off the ground.
Oh.
Sometimes it wouldn't hit the ground.
Yeah, he'd pop it before it hit.
I won my first gun from him in a bet when I was like 8 or 9. We're at the gun range. It was 410 single break action. It was my first gun ever. And I forgot how far away it was. That was so long ago. But he set up these blocks. He's like, you got one shot. You hit it, it's yours.
Yeah.
If not, I forgot what he said I owed him. But I hit that motherfucker, and that was my first gun.
See, man, stories like that is true America. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's something that you do. You know what I'm saying? You teach your son how to shoot.
Yep.
You know, just like he used any other tool.
Teach my wife and daughter how to shoot.
Exactly.
Well, I haven't taught my daughter yet. I plan to next year when shit opens up more.
Yeah.
And I was telling my wife how to shoot, but she needs more practice with her pistol.
Yeah.
We're big gun advocates here.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely.
I own a undisclosed number of firearms.
There you go.
Enough to fucking make you wish you didn't fuck with me. I know that much.
There you go. There you go. But that's a right that we shouldn't be infringed upon for obvious reasons. You know.
But these hoes, some of these hoes want to take our guns away, bro.
Mm-hmm.
Like you was showing me, I looked at some of this guy's stuff, but it's Biden's on the website. The stuff that I have read, his policies is like a fucking, it reads like a fucking manifesto. It's weird, fool.
Mm-hmm.
And shout out to the marketing people in this campaign for making it to where when you Google JoeBiden.com, it takes you to this like thank you letter webpage with nothing on it. You can't find shit, so you have to actually like do a really weirdly specific search in order to find the actual website to see the policies. And Hodgie showed me this shit. Well, I already knew they want to take the guns away, but I didn't know about this. I'm gonna let Mac read it to you. Take it away, Mac.
Hold gun manufacturers accountable. In 2005, then-Senator Biden voted against the Protection of Lawful Commerce in Arms Act, but gun manufacturers successfully lobbied Congress to secure its passage. This law protects these manufacturers from being held civilly liable for their products, a protection granted to no other industry. Biden will prioritize repealing this protection.
So like, they're cool with social media platforms violating those protections.
What do you mean?
They get protections as if they're not a publisher.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Kind of, like AT&T does. Like, you can't get in trouble for what is said on your platform, right? You're cool with that and them censoring shit. But you want to punish law-abiding people for what criminals do. But you don't want to punish the criminals. What the fuck does that even mean?
If I'm not mistaken, the Protection of Lawful Commerce in Arms Act protects gun manufacturers from being sued civilly.
Well, let's go to congress.gov and see. That's exactly what it is.
Yeah.
Yep, that's the one.
Yeah.
So they want to repeal
this protection.
That protection.
Which would effectively...
And guess how they want to repeal it, guys? You'll never guess. You'll never, ever guess. There's two ways they want to repeal it. They want to either repeal it by getting rid of the filibuster. Because if you have a supermajority in the House and the Senate, right? And then you get rid of the filibuster, the minority party has no way to contest the vote. So that's one way. But if you don't get a supermajority, you got plan B, which is pack the fucking court.
What?
Pack the court.
Enlighten me.
All right, so everybody knows that federal judge and Supreme Court justices are lifetime appointments, right? So that affects an entire generation of people, actually generations of people, like close to 100 years per seat. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Well, they're not going to be in office they're not going to be there that long, but what they do or what they decide is going to have a lasting effect that long until a new generation, until the political sphere shifts or until the government collapses or whatever the fuck. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So right now, the way I see it, other people might not see it this way, but this is my opinion. the way SCOTUS is now, having the appointments that Trump has made kind of balanced it out. Because we've had some pretty, in my lifetime, we've had some, like RGB, for example. She was pretty radical. I mean, she wrote a thing back in the 70s about why gender should be removed from government literature. Like him, her, his, like get rid of terms like semen and like, you know what I'm saying, stuff like that, because they were like, I forget what it was, but I forget what the name of it is too. But you could probably search Ruth Bader Ginsburg general neutral terms or some shit like that. You'll probably find it. But but she
good grief.
But you know this, and she was on the Supreme Court. That's a pretty radical person, in my opinion. You know, to hold those kind of opinions about gender is pretty radical.
Yeah, that's that's a lot.
And
that's a lot.
And then you had some originalists that were pretty. I really like Scalia, but he was sometimes a little too far right for me. You know what I'm saying? But right now, where it stands now, I think the appointments that have been made, like I was saying, by Trump, have kind of made it to where you got like four, like you got 3 or 4 originalist right leaning, and you got 3 or 4 leftist activist leaning, and the rest are kind of in the middle. And then Roberts, Chief Justice Roberts, you never know which way he's going to go, so he's kind of a tiebreaker. So it's pretty even keeled in there right now, right?
But see, isn't that what it's supposed to be though?
Yeah, what I'm saying is packing the court means, and the way they frame it in when they talk about it a lot of times, a lot of the pundits and really political people in the news media, they talk about packing the courts like packing the existing seats with people with one type of ideology. But the actual what we mean by, what I mean anyway by packing the court, is adding seats to the court. You see what I'm saying? So now you got these 9 justices, and it's pretty evenly balanced. You really don't know which way it's going to go now. And when the case is heard in front of them. But imagine Trump or Biden, either one, if they help get a bill sponsored that adds 6 seats to the Supreme Court, right? And then that means they get to appoint those 6 people. So either way it goes, it would be a super lopsided Supreme Court, and it wouldn't even be a Supreme Court anymore. It would be a it would be the judiciary would turn into a Politburo, to where whenever they couldn't get something passed, if they ever lost the majority or lost the presidency, whichever side decided to pack a court, then they could always just count on taking it to the courts and suing to have judicial precedence.
Have it, yeah. And
that would totally destroy the entire system, regardless of whose favor it's in, you know?
Yeah. But that's the point. Like, why aren't we creating protections for this stuff? You know? Like, we're so busy arguing.
Motherfuckers want power. And what's crazy is the motherfuckers that want all this power, they about to fucking die. You bitches like 80-something years old. Go to sleep, man. Shut the fuck up. Calm down.
Yeah. That's funny, but it's true. Take a nap.
That's insane.
Take a vacation. Are you doing this from vacation? They're doing this from vacation.
Going back to these gun shit, talking about our rights. Look, what is this? Get this weapons of war off our streets.
Yeah, bro.
All right, so banning assault weapons only affects people who follow the law. So if like passing laws is your solution to stopping crime, I mean, you would think by now you motherfuckers will figure out they don't stop people from committing crimes. I mean, we got all kind of. I mean, murdering people is illegal. And even without guns, I mean, take away all the gun violence, there's still murders. So murdering people being illegal doesn't stop people from murdering each other.
Bro, what's gonna stop? Can he do this through executive order?
What? They can try to. Yeah, he can do executive orders, but all that shit, and that's why they want to pack the courts, because when you fucking do an executive order and the motherfucker go to sue the shit, and then they knock that shit down.
Yeah.
It's all different components to one big idea.
Yeah.
Called autocratic. They call it socialism, but it's actually communism, where the government controls everything. That's fucking communism.
Yep. And
that's what they want. They want to squash the private sector. Because you see, even before. I mean, even before Trump was elected, you saw how they were doing the pharmaceutical industry. They were just hammering them, and talking about trying to pass legislation where it puts appointed board executive members on the board with where they could change the majority vote on executive boards in private companies through a bureaucracy. Like, that shit is insane, fool.
Bro.
All that shit goes together, and it's the same thing they want to do here. With these guns. They just want to stop it. They want to regulate it till it dies.
That shit about holding gun manufacturers
and what about
civilly responsible?
Yeah.
That would bankrupt manufacturers.
And what about people? Yeah, exactly. What about people that make a living off the workers? Like, so you're gonna destroy thousands of people's livelihood just to quote unquote go at people, and that whole taking on the NRA shit. Like, what has the NRA ever done to anybody? They don't even sell guns. It's just a gun club. It's like a club of people who owns guns.
Yeah.
And they lobby for Second Amendment rights.
Yeah.
And like, just because you disagree with that, you want to have them abolished? Like, that doesn't make any sense.
Is that what it says here?
I mean, it says it's going to take on the NRA somewhere up in that bitch. It said that.
But why? Why, Joe?
I know. Why? Why you want to take on?
Regulating there.
That's just rude.
ATF? No, that's not it.
Keeping guns out of dangerous hands. We already have background checks. Like, what kind of background check do they want?
Close hate crime loopholes.
Whatever the hell that is.
Okay, that's. Oh, yeah. Look at this. End online sale of firearms and ammunitions.
Oh, wow.
Yes.
He will enact legislation. You're not the fucking Congress.
Bro.
That's insane. They want to take away your rights. This is uncivil rights. Y'all motherfuckers voted for him. I voted for Kanye.
Bro. This is crazy, dog. And see, that's the thing, man. That's
and you know what's so crazy? They said, you know, all these motherfuckers, when they be talking about Trump calling him a Nazi and shit like that.
Yeah.
And they all say, well, you know, Hitler was elected.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But like, don't y'all realize that applies to all politicians?
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? So that you can't just exclusively, but then you look at all this Nazi shit that these people be talking about, but you know, that doesn't qualify. Adequately fund the background check system. So they want more money from us to do this shit. Give states incentives to set up a gun licensing program. Individuals to obtain a license prior to purchasing a gun. So you have to have a license to have a gun. That's so stupid. Extreme risk laws. What the hell is that? Red flag laws enable family members or law enforcement officials to temporarily remove an individual's access to firearms. So you want to put people in harm's way while you defund the police to get shot by their crazy family members, by their own fucking guns? That's crazy.
And they're tying that to... But see, okay. So here's my problem with this, right?
Yeah.
The way that they are pitching this is someone being able to deem you not mentally stable to own a firearm. Like if you're a danger, you know how they say, are you a danger to anyone or yourself type shit, right?
I'm a danger to all of y'all. But yeah, go ahead.
But the problem with this is this doesn't deal with mental health.
No.
You know what I'm saying?
They just want to ignore mental health
and do crazy shit like this. Look at this.
They demonize people with mental health issues because if you say somebody to these gun rights activists, if you say to somebody,
look, poses a danger to themselves or others.
Mm-hmm. But like if you say somebody who shot a couple people was insane,
yeah,
the gun rights activists hit you back with the, oh, that's always the excuse and this and that the other for for the white privilege or whatever the fuck they think the thing is at that time. But it's like, don't you think that anybody who just kills anybody for no reason is a little bit crazy?
Mm-hmm.
So maybe like people actually do have mental illnesses, so instead of actually addressing the shit, they just demonize them as criminals. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And our mental health system is completely broken.
Terrible. What matter of fact?
Totally broken.
Does he say anything about that in here?
I don't know. It's hard to read this shit. It makes my head hurt.
It's a lot. It's a lot, bro.
Not just that it's a lot, because I read, you know what I'm saying? It's just that it's a lot of corny bullshit.
That's what I mean. Like a lot to unpack, bro.
It's it's disturbing.
The end of online firearm sales and ammunition. So
that's crazy. So they want to lock you down, make you wear a mask,
bankrupt manufacturers,
and you know what I'm saying. So even if you do like survive a shootout with their fucking Gestapos, if they send them, then you can't order no more off the internet. So you just fuck. So you gotta give in eventually, or just beat it before it happens. And that's your other option.
And see when you begin to talk like that, people call you conspiracy theorists, but historically, those are what the Second Amendment. Those situations are what the Second Amendment prevent, along with protecting you and yours. You know?
Yeah. I mean, shit.
Yeah.
That was put in the Constitution because motherfuckers wrote the Declaration of Independence, mm-hmm. and then they enforced that shit on King George's ass with the fucking guns, and I was like, this is what is going to keep the people free. First of all, you got to be able to express yourself, and second of all, you got to be ready for that firefight.
Yeah, man. I mean,
because you talking about freedom of expression like that shit. Some of that shit come with a fight. A lot of times, motherfuckers still fight about this shit.
If civil war breaks out, because apparently that's what our local news is worried about, what does our government do to stop that?
Bro, the Civil War is the people versus the government.
No, I'm talking about like.
I mean, the actual definition of a civil war,
right?
Is the people. I mean, was the definition of a revolution too, but a civil war is a result of a revolution.
Okay, the race war that they're talking about.
Oh, that ain't gonna happen. I don't think there's enough people of either side for it to even escalate into the status of being called a war.
Beyond what they could control?
Man, I honestly believe it's the same group of a handful of a couple thousand people, all, like total, on all sides.
Yeah.
They all go to all the same places.
Yeah.
And it just looks like a lot because they be with the protesters, you know what I'm saying? But we don't know who the fuck they are because even before the corona shit, they all wear masks and shit.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But how is how are a bunch of white kids dressed in all black, wearing black masks and ski masks and shit like that, running around fighting other white people, gonna start a fucking race war? That's my question.
The tiki tortures broke into factions. That's what happened,
bro. That's what I be trying to understand. It's like,
oh man,
how's it? It's white people against white people.
It's like the X-Men.
This shit don't even make no damn sense. Like when you look at the protest, when you see the quote unquote violent interactions between the two different protests and the counter protesters, it's always a bunch of white Black Lives Matter people fighting on some minority MAGA people.
Minority MAGA people.
I don't get it, bro. I don't get it.
Oh my god.
Doesn't make any sense.
Minority MAGA people.
Is that on PC? I don't know. I might get banned for that. I don't give a shit. But seriously though.
Yeah.
I be looking at them shits and I look at a lot of those protests and stuff like that.
Yeah. And
it's like there's gonna be a race war. I'm like, between who? The little college white kids who ain't going to school right now, so they're running around fucking shit up.
Yeah.
They're gonna start the race war with their parents. Is that what's happening? Because they're all like, they say if all those people are the supporters of left of center candidates this year are college educated people in the mid-20s, like they say, right? And then they say all the supporters of these movements are the same demographic, right? So they're obviously trying to start a fight with their parents. Like I said, so the establishment is their, as they call it, is their middle class or upper middle class parents.
Yeah.
So like you just like there's really like a domestic violence civil war.
a shift in consciousness.
That's what I don't understand.
I mean, to me, a lot of this is reported in a way and given to us in a way that's really dramatic and trying to affect us emotionally. And that's what I'm not okay with. Like, spit some facts, let us decide, you know what I'm saying? Do a special report, find some super secret evidence or something, but don't do a report and add like the dramatic music and numbers everywhere. It's like,
we were watching well like the video we were watching earlier, right?
Yeah.
Where the dude was talking to old girl, and he would say something that was based in fact, right? And she would rebut with, well, I feel, or sometimes I feel, not picking on the young lady. I'm just using it as an example. I was telling my daughter the same thing. I was like, when it comes to discussions about matters of fact, science, truth, history, context, stuff like that, outside of people who actually care for you and love you, and sometimes even them, how you feel, that doesn't mean shit.
Nothing.
At all. It doesn't mean anything to anybody.
Well,
except for you, honestly.
Well, some people live their lives in their emotion though, and it detaches them from reality, bro.
I mean, that's just. I mean, and
like
I'm a direct experience of what I'm saying, because like literally nobody cares how I feel except for me, my daughter, and my dog.
Yeah. That's it.
My wife, maybe twice a month. My mama too. My mama cares.
Yeah.
My dad sometimes, not very much though.
Yeah. I think you're doing a little better than me.
But for the most part, they don't give a shit.
Oh man,
bro, men. Have you noticed like women and women, children, and pets are the only things that get unconditional love. Men have to earn love. Have you noticed that?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Isn't that weird?
That goes back to the Disney theory. You know, why are you more valuable than me if you are of a different gender? What should we base value upon?
I don't know.
You know what I'm saying?
I'm a merit guy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
Like people like, well, you can't. And some people were like the.
I know shitty people
with the new movement. Like it's got to be this kind of person, or it's got to be that kind of person that takes this job or whatever.
Yeah.
I personally think that's dumb.
Yeah.
Because I don't know how to fix my fucking car.
Yeah.
And so I'm not gonna take it to my dentist just because he's white.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna take it to the fucking mechanic, and I don't give a damn if he's the one-eyed, one-horn, flying purple people eater. I don't give a fuck who it is. I'm gonna take it to the mechanic. You know what I mean? So that's what you. I lost my train of thought. I'm high as fuck.
Me too.
But yeah, what I said.
Yeah, I'm pretty blasted myself.
I think I'm gonna bring it to a wrap right there.
Yeah,
that's a good like hour.
Yeah,
45 minutes
just of conversation. This is a lot.
Yeah, y'all gotta go to this.
Yeah,
I would link it, but I don't support politicians.
Man.
Yeah. Oh yeah, we'll talk about this next time. Cause that's old news, but it's new to our audience.
Yeah,
there's a lot to talk about there, and that video is 25 minutes long, 24 minutes.
Oh, just her?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, so she's answering questions and shit too.
Mm-hmm.
Good. Yeah. All right.
Nancy Pelosi, the most fascistic person ever to hold office in my entire lifetime. I've never seen anything like her. You are one of a kind, Nancy. You're a jewel.
She has nice hair. Even through the pandemic. It's a nice bob. That's all I'm saying. I'm saying, hey, whatever. All right.
I love your hairdo, Nancy.
It's very nice.
San Francisco. That's your best you got to offer.
Man.
Thank you. Good night, Nancy. Sweet dreams.
Oh.